The fact that the bag was padlocked rules out that he killed himself. So if the bag wasn't padlocked, the motherfucker could have killed himself and zipped himself up in the bag. And they debate this like it is real fucking news. Something meaty in there to discuss. You can see the lies. I'm waiting to see who they find, who they charge for this case. Because some of you who live in the West, you think, oh, this only happens in Iran. It only happens in Africa. But you never acknowledge when it happens in your country. When Dr. David Kelly is dead, the weapons expert, a man who denounced the government, when he is found dead and they rule it suicide, yet all the major doctors in the world say it is impossible virtually for a man to die by the cut that David Kelly is supposed to have administered by himself. When people ask questions like, how comes there were no fingerprints on the knife that killed David Kelly? We have the Hutton inquiry, and as soon as people begin to ask questions, Lord Hutton passes a decree that says all information about the case must be kept locked up for 70 years.
70 years?
70 years! Not even the standard time that you would expect under the Freedom of Information Act. They have locked those files for 70 years. Doesn't that beg questions? This spy. Don't forget the case. Because all of a sudden, the media is going to take you somewhere else. They've already forgotten about it. Don't you remember when that Russian spy was found dead in Britain? And someone said they gave him a drink. What's his name? Litvinenko. When the Russian spy was found, imagine, this is a Russian spy found dead in Britain, and the media were all over it. Sunday newspapers, double-page spread, panorama programs, dispatches. Well, here we have a spy who's not Russian, he's British. And all of a sudden, his story seems to be vanishing in the media. Where is the fucking panorama program about him? Where is the dispatches asking the questions about what happened to this motherfucker? Where is it? But he will vanish because the British media are experts at deflecting attention. They will tell you in Zimbabwe, oh, they're terrible. They don't have a free press. But in Britain, and they cement it in your mind that we have a free press. Let me show you the media and how the media works. Do you remember Tony Blair? Half of you motherfuckers can't forget him. Tony Blair was giving evidence. Remember we had the Chilcot inquiry, the Iraq War inquiry. Tony Blair is due to give evidence. Tony Blair is the star witness. Everyone's waiting for Tony to give his evidence like they're waiting for him to finish his autobiography. Everyone is waiting for the evidence of Tony Blair. Tony Blair gives his evidence at the Chilcot inquiry. It comes to the weekend when we're expecting all the broadsheet newspapers to dissect word for word, sentence for sentence, all the points and to crucify Tony Blair. And just as it reaches the climax of the weekend, when we're expecting the weekend news to be about Tony Blair, the media tells you John Terry, the Chelsea footballer, has had an affair. And it deflects the attention all over the fucking place. So all now, the whole world was talking about John Terry having an affair. Who the fuck was John Terry? And I bet half of you motherfuckers don't even remember the name of the woman he was sleeping with. But they said John Terry, they give it all of this attention, all the spotlights on John Terry, so you, the stupid public, think, oh, that's what we should be concerned about. John Terry, oh, how many times did he sleep with her? You bunch of dumb motherfuckers. They give you all the technology to free yourself. Fuck you, I won't repent, fuck all. I'm looking forward to going to hell. It's hot. I'm from the Caribbean. Listen, they give you all the tools to free yourselves, but you choose to remain slaves. We are living in an information age where we have Facebook, YouTube, MySpace, Twitter. You have all the means of mass global communication. Do you motherfuckers use it? Yes, you do. But you use it for the wrong fucking reasons. You go on Facebook and you say, I have just had hot chocolate. Send. 10 motherfuckers come back. I like that. Another motherfucker comes back. How many sugars did you have, motherfucker? And that virals around the fucking world. That's the bullshit that you're communicating about. When you begin to start communicating about the real issues in this world, then you will send shivers down the spine of the establishment. What you should be debating is why are British forces in Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan? Why are American forces there? These are the real issues. We are living in the time of empire. We are living in the American empire, but no one wants to call it the American empire. Look at it for what it is worth. Sir, people asked 7 years ago. People asked. In fact, they had a demonstration in Hyde Park on the 15th of February 2003, whereby 2 million people gathered right here. Now, the population of the United Kingdom is 60 million. That means that 1 in every 30 person in Britain was right here protesting the war. That is one of the reasons why Tony Blair is being crucified today. I know, mate.
Why before war we didn't ask why we support Saddam Hussein, why we being blind to what we
Sir?
Sir? He was happy when America went in Iraq, and he should be back home now, in denial.
He says, why didn't we ask these questions 7 years ago? In fact, he says, why didn't we ask these questions more than that? I have just brought you up to date and saying to you, even now, sir, imagine, sir, the point I'm making is even now people are not asking those questions. You have just heard me talk about how we have all of this saturation of social networking sites, and even now people aren't asking those questions. But even then, can you imagine we didn't even have Twitter? We didn't have Facebook. So when we go back even that time, for 2 million people to mobilize, that was a great feat. Now I believe that people should have asked the questions about Saddam Hussein, about Britain's support. But we can see it happening right now as the world changes. We saw Abdel Basit al-Megrahi released from prison in Scotland, in Edinburgh. I always believed Abdel Basit al-Megrahi was innocent. That's why I am against Colonel Gaddafi. Gaddafi should have never given up Abdel Basit al-Megrahi. But, nevertheless, Gaddafi is now one of the greatest chums of the West. Tony Blair goes over to Libya and sits down in a tent with Colonel Gaddafi smoking a weed shisha pipe. And they get blocked up in this tent. So my friend, when we talk about dictators, we can now see how the world, the Western world, has reinvented Gaddafi. We see the release of Abdel Basit al-Megrahi. And I was always saying, when Abdel Basit al-Megrahi was released, those of you who are regulars in the park, I said then and I said now, the reason why Abdel Basit al-Megrahi was released was because British Petroleum had signed an exclusive oil deal with Libya, giving personal rights for 40 years in Libya. And only now in the media it's come out.